Hi, I'm Justin Fruechte, product expert with Renovo Seed, and we're out in our Brassica plot. And so if you didn't get a chance to come to the Renovo rally, thought it'd be kind of cool to walk you through this and show you some differences since we're coming up on cover crop planting season. And so there are some stark differences between these brassicas, and we use them differently. And so I want to walk you through why we would choose to use one or the other. So the one that really stands out is this Winfred hybrid brassica, and it's by far the tallest, leafiest, most robust in its growth. It came up really quick, and it's always just been kicking butt in this plot. And I also dug one of those plants up, and in my other hand I've got dwarf Essex rapeseed. And if you have any intentions at all of grazing your cover crop, you should plant Winfred. I mean, the amount of biomass that you get is substantially more with Winfred over dwarf Essex rape, and it will return. Even though it costs more money up front to plant Winfred, you will get your money back in yield by using Winfred. So we like that one. That's why we use it in after graze. We use it in premium graze. It's because it is a premium brassica that'll get you more yield. All right, there's Winfred. All right, we're gonna just keep walking through here. Hunter is another hybrid brassica species, and it's crossed with a turnip. And so you'll see that the leaf structure on this guy, it looks more like a turnip. Okay, it's darker green like that, more so than a rape. And it's extremely palatable to livestock. And that's why if you're using a cover crop mix for grazing, you want quick growth or you want regrowth, you would definitely use Hunter. So it's hard in a video to compare them all against each other, but here is Hunter. You can see the leafiness here. The vigor on this one's phenomenal. Here's your regular purple top turnip. Okay, so the leaves, there's just much more biomass and forage on these Hunter plants compared to the purple top turnip plants. Okay, so plant Hunter if you want to graze it and you still want to turn up with the blade. This one is just cabbage, and I don't know if there's much need for cabbage and forage grazing plans. What it does do is it has more of a stalk in the plant compared to any of the brassicas. And so as this one matures, there tends to be more lignin built up in this plant, in this stalk. And so if you want a brassica, but you want to maintain some residue and you want some structure left in your field, that's where cabbage has a home. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on down to kale. Kale became popular as a human food, and so people thought it would also be great for cover crop, but actually in comparison to like Winfred, there's still not nearly as much forage production off of it. You can see, just like the human kale species, these leaves tend to start to curl as it matures. I think for just diversity in a planting, you could add some kale to it, but it's probably not going to gain you any more forage than what that Winfred could gain. All right, mustard. So mustard should really only be used if you want an annual pollinator in your cover crop blend. This sucker was bolting and flowering after like 35 days after planting, and you can see it's still one of the only species out here in the brassica plot that is flowering. There's not much leaf to this one. It's really only good for making flowers, or if you wanted to actually combine the seed as an oil seed. Okay, and here's rapeseed. So this is by far the most popular brassica used in cover crop plantings. I do like the root structure of this one. It's going to be more fibrous and not a taproot like a radish or a turnip. So we like that about it for a soil health standpoint and opening up the ground for more water infiltration. If it's really a short window for grazing and you do need just an economical mix, that's where rapeseed can be used. Okay, but for long rotational grazing windows, use Winfred or Hunter or some of these others we'll get to instead of rapeseed. All right, this is Graza radish. So Graza radish is planted right next to our cover crop radish. And Graza, if you look at the leaf structure on this one, it's much softer if you feel it. They're less serrated than the cover crop radish, and it's not bolting. Okay, the cover crop radish is starting to flower, and you will see that if those daikon type radishes are planted before middle of July, and in this case, this plot was planted late May. The big benefit to graza radish, it's going to stay vegetative no matter when you plant it, and you're going to have more palatable forage, and you're still going to have a bulb that stays in the ground better than any daikon type radish will. It may not get quite as large in terms of circumference and length as what a daikon type radish will get you, but it stays anchored in the ground better, and certainly better forage too. The cover crop radish is the ever so popular daikon type radish that a lot of farmers love for its root structure, and that is true. It will get you that really deep taproot. Probably going to break this one off. But here's how that radish looks. It's got that deep taproot, goes down into the ground. Not as much forage as far as biomass above ground, but this is the one that we're going to use in any soil health, soil building type of a mix, such as Nutrient Builder, the Producer, Classic Trio. We want that radish to go down deep into the profile, scavenge for nutrients, bring it back up to the profile, open up the ground from compaction and infiltration as well. So this is the Brassica plot, as you can see. We'd love it if you could come out, walk through it, compare these plants. There are certainly a lot more differences than anybody realizes, especially when you compare them to one another. So appreciate you watching. For more information on any of these, check out our website, all our social media platforms at rainovaseed.com.